Crypto market is volatile. Bitcoin has pushed the price lower. Market is expecting the US CPI to come in soon, and within the next 24 hours, we are going to see the data. And if you see how the trend has been playing out throughout last few months, now you know what to anticipate. And majority of that will get priced in to the dollar. So the last CPI showed its again slowing down and the dollar slowed down. You saw gold, silver, the commodity segments pushing back higher. Now, with the recent corrective signals in the gold, what you're watching is a retest of something. The trend line is clear, it is still there. Moving average is going to act as a trend line support. So when the price do drop, watch for what it is doing on a macro. Because say you're zoomed in, you're looking at this asset like this. This is the total crypto market. What do you see? The total crypto market is getting rejected. It is slowing down. It's going down. This is what you see. But then, if you do zoom a little bit out, things change and things change quickly. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. When you're here in the crypto market and you're looking at all this red, also do look at the macro side of it. Just a week may give you some picture. If you go into the return rates and look for last 30 days, it can give you a wider picture. Now, say your horizon is longer and what you're looking at is a macro. Now you're looking at least a quarter. What is all of these assets showing you? They are up in last quarter. They are up in last 30 days. And you see a lot of them who show you green numbers in last 1 week. So the market, yes, it does look shaky when you look at the other end. Yes, when you do take assets and break them down, you see there is a possibility that you should go back down. How low should you go? Right? Which support trend lines are going to be valid? So if the prices do drop, how low they can go? Can they do an ABC like this? Are they about to finish the macro pattern? That's something you need to look at. Now let's break that down, because based on what the altcoin market is doing, individual assets like XRP will perform similarly. Here we are, the 3-day candle close showed us this. That's a doji. It had a long wick to the upside. The buying was there. Now we are watching another red candle, which is pushing the price down. But it is not breaking below the wick low of the previous candle as of now, which is a good signal, because even with all this volatility, even with the news, the narrative, and Bitcoin slowing down, the price is not breaking the temporary supports or short-term supports. So now we go back on a macro. You want to see, will we do a double bottom, or will we actually make a higher low? We wanted to get the higher low. So if we can attain something like this here, it is going to be great. So you do somewhat something like this and perform a double bottom, higher low, whichever way you want to call it. That's what we are looking at. Now come down to Bitcoin here. Bitcoin just showed you the previous candle, and here slowed down and got rejected. Then the price went up. It tested that range and got slowed down again. So now the price travels in the direction of least resistance. Yes, it is all true. We're watching S&P running higher. Yes, it is true we are watching the US CPI is about to come out and the macro news is changing. We're watching different countries jumping into crypto space. Yeah, we're watching Ripple winning. There's a lot of things happening on the fundamental side. The news, the narrative, it's all fitting in well. But the market sentiment matters a lot. This is where we kind of go into a daily chart to see what the last day showed us with volume to price. And compared to that, what did we do for this 24 hours? That makes it a bit crazy and important at the same time. Because these two candles argued that's the low. We are forming a local low. Now, this candle showed, no, I'm getting rejected. I want to go back down. So this showed you what? The top. You went up and it formed there. You came back down. So now this is just opposite of this one. So the August top and the October bottom should be somewhat similar. But again, the whales won't make that easy because the macro breakout is still valid. Just like what we saw in the altcoin market, the retest here is real. When you break higher from such a level and retest, look for a fake out. Because that is the only way whales would be able to create panic and grab in more units from the market. Now, historically, that tends to get supported at a previous support line. So here, that previous support line starts from August. So you have the August, the September, and the October for that trend line to be tested again. The resistance level here is still valid. We didn't break that to the upside. But if you already understood this pattern is a reversal pattern, a bullish structure, now you know, okay, something is happening. Something is happening. We're working on that. Last time you saw something similar, it was back here in Jan-Feb 2024. Yes, the prices did drop. And a couple of those drops were kind of panic drops. 15-16% drop in Bitcoin. These are big drops. But eventually what happened? They did a rounded bottom and they went higher. So you go back in history and you're like, okay. Each and every time we're making some kind of a reversal structure, not the absolute textbook pattern, but they are forming different shapes which you can identify. And now say you have a hard time with all those noise on the daily chart. You step back on a 3-day, you step back on a weekly, whichever you like. And once you are able to identify the fact that, say, on a weekly chart, the price is still low. It's not breaking higher. The momentum is low. Then you start looking at what my support ranges are, what my absolute resistance are. Now here you are, you're watching the A, B, C, D, E pattern playing out and being choppy inside this. Last time we saw this, it was here. And that was the starting point for this run up. The entire market cycle started from there. So this kind of a breakout is what we are watching or waiting for here. And as soon as you get one, you start riding. So till that point, you go into the price action. You watch the price action to tell you that it is reaching a support trend line. Because remember, on a weekly chart, the key idea here is not the trend line which was running to the upside getting broken to the downside, but it's the new trend line which is forming to the downside. See, you're confused. No, don't be. This particular trend line to the upside was valid for wave 2. But then you broke that to the downside. So on a macro horizon, if you do look at this, you're watching that you had a trend line which was very strong, which pushed the price up for wave 2. But then you broke this trend line here. Now wave 2 is over. You're now going back down to the macro trend line. Now say you reach Bitcoin for that matter and put it all on a monthly. What do you see here? The trend lines which you should be watching is just 2. And one of them shows you it's at a resistance point. Or it is a resistance point. And the other one shows you it is a support structure. Now you're not close to the resistance, but you still have room to test that resistance. The 1, the 2, the 3. It is going to come. Maybe it's going to form a double top. Maybe it's going to form a negative divergence. But in both cases, now you're watching something. Okay. Both of them should align with the narrative on a macro that it is a negative divergence on a monthly. So when people buy this asset at 100,000, 75,000, 90,000, on a monthly, it looks like they are getting trapped in there for something big. Now, when you say something big, remember this is the trend line support running from last 10, 12 years. If that gets taken out, what would happen? The upside completely gets soaked. Institutions are here and it makes a lot of sense. But on a short term, that picture is not that important. If you're riding for next 3-5 years, it is important. If you're riding for next 6 months to a year, what is more important for you right now is the micro moves towards at least a short-term structure. So this short-term structure here kind of gives you a clear idea. Watch, I'm going to try and find a support. Can we get supported here at this level is an important choice. But forming a lower high gives you the idea, most likely I'm going to make this. I'm going to do the ABC structure here. Then, yeah, watch for the 1, 2, 3. It did a 1, 2, 3. Now it's going for an ABC. So the next ABC, if it can break back to the upside, that's a lot of pain getting erased at that point. And what we want to know is whether this CPI can actually help in that direction. If that CPI does push things positively, it's good. It's going to give you a breakout, which we were waiting for. And that measured move takes you much higher. So wait for the next 12 to 16 hours to see how the market plays with this data point. And once you get that, now get involved. Once you understand what's happening on the macro, it should help you. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button. And if you want to follow all these charts at the right time, follow the Scientific Investor family. Use the link in the description below. If you received value, smash that like button. I'll meet you guys on next video. Bye for now.